Are you looking for a super practical, impossible effect? This is Repo by Tobias Dostal and Murphy's Magic, the final word on the ring and string effect that happens inside the spectator's hands. Is this a contender for Trick of the Year? Stick around to find out. And first, let's do a live performance of Repo. That's the key to the future. It's the key to the imagination. Have you ever heard of it before?
Not yet. It's my first time.
Well, this unlocks so much because it unlocks our creativity. Here, watch. If you just do that, you can make anything appear that you want. Like, for example, a chain.
Fair play.
But watch this. As I said, with the imagination, you can do anything. Watch the key. We can get it to link right onto the chain. But watch this closely, because this trick never was about a key, because the key can come right off.
Oh, sick.
But the key never even existed.
Oh.
In fact, hold your hand out flat for me, please. A little lower.
A little lower?
Watch. This was never about the chain or the key, because with just a tap and a bit of imagination, it goes back to the key.
Yo, what is this guy? Yo, what?
Yo,
what?
Yo, what? It's crazy.
Oh, what?
Show his reaction.
What is this guy on?
It's like...
Yo, you gotta do that shit again.
Watch. All I have to do is do this, and it stretches back into the chain. See, the key is right over there, invisibly in the air.
Oh,
in fact, this is the wallet. I want you to see, again, there's nothing inside, correct?
Nah, there's nothing.
Could you drop the chain inside? Drop the chain inside.
For sure.
And make sure there's no key in there.
There's no key in there.
And hold that.
Okay.
Watch this. I'm going to take the key. Watch. All I have to do is squeeze the key tightly. Watch.
Okay.
And you know where it goes? Open the wallet. Open the wallet.
No way, no way, bro.
Nah,
stop it, bro.
Open it up.
Let's see it. Okay. I don't see it though. I don't see it.
Wait. Open your hand up. Watch, you just have to give it a wave.
Really?
You didn't see it just now, right? You didn't see it. But wait, open your hand up. Open your hand up.
Yo, wait, what? Yo, Blake, you're cooking, bro.
Thank you. You know what? We'll try one last thing with this. One last thing. We're going to use this chain. Could you put your right hand out here? Watch the key.
Okay.
1, 2. If I just give it a blow, we can get it.
Okay.
Hey, yo, wait, yo, what? Hey, no, what? Hey, yo, bro, what? Nah, bro.
What do you receive when you purchase Repo? When you purchase Repo, you get this nice big box. The contents are actually quite smaller than the box. Inside the box, you receive a few things. You get, first off, a mini envelope to store the contents of the trick. You get a bunch of things. You get a plastic bag containing the contents of the trick. You get an ordinary key, gimmicked key, an ordinary keychain, and a keychain with the key already on it. And you get a utility device that allows for the vanishes, productions, and changes. But the utility device can be used for more than just the main routine. There's more things you can use that device for. The utility device is something that I have not seen before, and it's so good. You also get a material that is used to make sure the utility device stays on your hands and does not drop on the floor. That material will eventually wear out, but it's available in many places. You also get your tutorial. I highly recommend picking up a Quiver wallet if you have this, because I kind of put together my own instantly resetting routine using the Quiver wallet, where you get into this in front of your audience and you get out of it clean up in front of your audience as well. So I recommend a Quiver wallet if you get this. The trick itself is so fooling, and also so visual. But I wouldn't love to keep this in my pocket by itself without a wallet, without it being in an envelope. That's why they provide you with an envelope. Because if you just have it in your pocket, it could kind of get tangled, and just take care of your props. Put it in a coin purse or a coin pouch or something like that. Don't just have it in your pocket, just loose. Now, what is the quality of the gimmick? The gimmicks are all great quality. The chain is silver and the key is silver as well. The other secret thing is good as well. It's flexible and it's never really seen by the audience. And even if they do catch a glimpse, they're not even going to know what it is. It just blends in really nicely. The gimmicks will also last you a long time as long as you take care of them. You will need to eventually replace a certain adhesive though, and that adhesive can be found in most department stores. Now, how's the tutorial? The tutorial's great. It's about an hour long. Tobias is in the Murphy's Magic Studio. He leaves no stone unturned. He goes through what you receive, some live performances, the basic moves, a basic routine with the key vanish, chain to key transformation, and then the routines, spare change, salt, key to imagination, the alternate handling of the key to imagination, another alternative handling to the key to imagination, and some routines with the red envelope included. He also has some additional routine ideas and gives some tips for storage and more. Because you do have to do something to get into this routine, and you'll learn that in the tutorial, how to get into the routine in front of your spectators. This gets huge reactions, as you could see in the live performance. I've done it on plenty of people so far in the last couple days, and it does get really, really big reactions, especially the linking phase in their hands. Is this a social media or a real life effect? This is super visual, so it could work for both real life or social media. What are the angles like? This is a bit more angle sensitive. The angles aren't terrible, but if you do certain handlings, you can improve the angles. I'd say the angles are about 90 degrees, but it does depend on the routine. The angles aren't bad. The more you get comfortable with this routine, it gets a lot easier. You just have to be cognizant with how you're displaying everything so you don't flash. And when it comes to the angles for this, if you're familiar with Danny Goldsmith's work, his stuff may seem angly when you first learn it, but when you actually experiment and take a step back, it's the same with Repo. If you rotate your hand 90 degrees and take a step back, then you increase your angles to about 140 degrees. The first time you perform this, you'll probably be pretty nervous and worried it won't work. However, the more you perform it, it gets a lot easier. If spectators are super close up, there are some discrepancies that they could notice, but that's only if you linger in a position for too long. But if you don't linger in a position for too long, they shouldn't notice. Are there any live performances? Yes, there are live performances in the tutorial. Is this examinable? Again, this depends on the routine. Let's just say individually the key and chain are examinable. However, I wouldn't hand both of them out at the same time. They do provide an ungimmicked key, so if you want to switch out the key, you can hand them both out at the same time, but I would prefer just handing them out one at a time. But for the routines that end with the key already on the chain, you can hand the object out for those. This is so good because there is so much room for inspirational and motivational presentations with the key and the chain, and Tobias talks about this in the tutorial. Now let's talk about the difficulty and practicality of this effect. This is not a beginner trick. There's a bit of a knack to it. I'd say it's about an intermediate trick. It's practical for close-up magic, walk around, and could even be used in a smaller parlor show. When it comes to practicality, you definitely have to practice getting in and out of this effect, but if you practice, it's not incredibly difficult. I store one of the gimmicks on my business card. That's when I don't have the Quiver wallet. When I have the Quiver wallet, I store the gimmick on the Quiver wallet, but if I don't, I just use a business card. And Tobias, again, walks through everything with you in the tutorial. Is there any DIY? There is a little bit of DIY you have to do when you get this. You have to apply an adhesive to something. Now, pocket space. Although the chain and key are quite small, you will want to store them in an envelope or a Quiver wallet to take care of your gimmick. Still, the pocket space required is not an extreme amount. It's maybe just a coin pouch. That's all you have to carry around. Again, you want to experiment with what setup works for you. But all I carry around Repo in is my Quiver wallet, and that packs pretty much flat. It just pops right in my pocket and I'm ready to go. Now, what's the reset like? This trick, it depends on the routine. I put together a little routine combining a couple of the phases from the tutorial using a Quiver wallet, and for that routine, the reset is instant. For some other routines in the tutorial, the reset is also instant. However, there is a quick cleanup you have to do under the cover of something like a business card or a wallet. And some routines do have a few seconds of reset that you won't want to do in front of your audience. It'll take about maybe 3 or 4 seconds. What is the price? Repo currently retails for 60 United States dollars. Is it worth the price? I think it's a little expensive for what you receive. I think this would have been better around $40, $45. That would have been a bit more reasonable. But if you really like what you see, if you like the trick, I don't think the price should be an issue for you. But for the materials, yes, it is a little bit expensive. But if you like what you see, you should purchase it. And this is a beautiful effect. And personally, it's my favorite Tobias Dostal trick. But it won't be for everyone. So make sure you know all about Repo before you purchase it. But what are the pros and cons? The pros are, this is so fooling. I showed this to plenty of my magician friends. They had no idea how it worked. There are also multiple routines taught. It's not just a one-trick pony. It's examinable at the end. There are ways to get in and out of the effect easily in front of your audience. The reset's pretty quick. It happens in their hands, which is super commercial. The magic is beautiful. You can add more phases to it if you want. This is a great utility device too. You can do more than just what you see. Also, it's super creative. Tobias creates such great creative magic. It's practical for many performing environments. Now, the cons, I guess the gimmick, the chain can kind of get tangled or caught if you don't store it properly, if you just have it in your pocket. The chains are small, so they can kind of get tangled around the key. Also, there is a get ready. You have to get into this effect. You can do it in front of your audience though, and Tobias teaches you ways to do so. Also, the angles aren't perfect. They're a bit more sensitive, so you'll want to be aware of those. And you'll eventually have to replace an adhesive. But what percent am I giving Repo? This is something I will use. It's really great. I'm giving it a 98%. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.